Hello everybody, today we are going to do an activity called estimating how small the particles are. The materials required for this activity are 5 test tubes and a test tube stand, potassium permanganate, a spatula, a dropper and water. The first step is to fill all these 5 test tubes with equal amount of water. So now we have approximately filled all these 5 test tubes with equal amount of water. So the next step is to add potassium permanganate into the first test tube. So now we have added potassium permanganate in the first test tube. So now it has actually turned to the color of potassium permanganate, which is dark purple. But we cannot see the particles because it is very small and it is dissolved in water. It has taken up the free spaces in the water. So the next step is to take some drops from this test tube and add it in this test tube. So now if you see, we have taken some part of this and we have from the first test tube and added to the second test tube. So you can clearly see that the second test tube color is lighter than the first test tube because we have only added part of this color to the second test tube. So here also these particles get dissolved in the free spaces of the water, so we cannot see the particles after it is dissolved in the water. And so now the next step is to take a few drops from the second test tube and add it to the third test tube. And now as you can see, the third test tube is also lighter than the first two test tubes because we have taken only the part of the original potassium permanganate. So that color, so this color will be the part of this original color. And now this next step is to take a few drops from the third test tube and add it to the fourth test tube. And now this becomes even lighter in the fourth test tube because we are taking a few drops from this and then we are mixing it with this, and then we are taking few drops from this and then making a solution out of that, and then if we take this will obviously be lighter than this. So this will be lighter because the particles we have taken are less than the particles we have taken here. So now let's assume that we have taken in the first test tube we have taken 100 drops of potassium permanganate. So let's assume we have taken 100 drops. So now we have taken 10% of this, let's assume. So yes, so if we take 10% of this, we will have how much? 10 drops here. So if we take 10% from here, so we have 10% from here we will have 1 drop. So from here to here, this is 100% color to 1% color. So let's assume. So from here to here, if you are going to transfer, it will be 10 out of 1. So it will be 0.1% only here. You can see the light color. So if we take here to here, we will have only 0.01% of the color. So this is the next step. We are going to take this color and we are going to add it. As you can see, it is not much of difference. So now this is the experiment. So here the particles are very small that we cannot see it, and it got dissolved in the water. So here now, as I said before, here let's say we have 100 drops. When we take 10%, here we'll have 10 drops, and here we'll have 1 drop. Here we'll have only 0.1 drop. So from here to here we calculate this is 100% color, this is 1% color. Observation is that the color from the test tubes 1 to 5 are arranged from darker to lighter. When we add the potassium permanganate in the first tube, we'll get 100% color. Then when we take 10% of it, the second tube will have 10% color. Then in the third tube, we will have 1% color, and in the fourth tube, we'll have 0.1%, and in the fifth tube, we'll have 0.01% color. So the part we are transferring is the part of color we get in the next tube. The particles are very small that we cannot see it with the naked eye. So now we have successfully completed the experiment, estimating how small the particles are. We have also done the observation. So thank you.